Good morning. Let's start the last session from the sport medicine. For this session, will be the workshop until 12:30. For the activity, it depends on number of participants and also the interest and question. All three instructors right now work in the College of Sports Science and Technology in Mahidol University. Dr. Hirose is a visiting professor, and Dr. Weerawat and Dr. Kornkit is a full-time instructor there. So I'm gonna give them all manage the times, okay? And depend on how interested and how much you're gonna participate in this workshop. Just in case that finish everything before noon, we're gonna close the session. But if you're still interested and would like to do more, but it's noon, we're gonna close. Okay. My co-moderator, Dr. I'm gonna introduce the instructor again. Okay.
So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome you all to the movement assessment workshop. So practice trial with the expert session today. So my name is Dr. Chanin L from Ramathibodi Hospital with Dr. Chanin. So we will be served as your co-moderator and moderator for this session today. So now let me introduce our extreme instructor. The first instructor, Dr. Norikazu Hirose. Please give a big hand for him. Dr. Hirose will be sharing with us on how to assess the athlete movement, fundamental to specific. Please join me in welcome.
Thank you very much for, can I start? Okay. So thank you very much for being here. So I'm Hirose. I'm Norikazu Hirose from Waseda University in Japan. So now, thank you very much, the course. So, and I want to, provide the workshop to assess the athlete movement in a specific to the fundamental and the fundamental to specific. So I want to introduce myself and I want to say something before the workshop. So can you show my presentation? Oh, yes. Oh, okay, this one. It doesn't book. Oh, okay. Okay, so I want to introduce myself briefly. So I'm from Waseda University, and currently I was working for the Japan Women's National Soccer Team, and then basically I'm a football man. So I have been in charge of the fitness coach for the several teams like Tokyo Verdy and Nagoya Grampus and the Kyoto Sanga and the Jeff Chiba. All of the team is J-League teams. Then, so today's my workshop is includes a specific on the fundamental, and then second one is this is the most part of this workshop. So and then so finally I will show you some sample to the fundamental specific to the movement. So here you can see the video of the soccer team. The soccer players attacking the ball during the football match. So these guys are attacking the ball. The attacking the ball is has three phases: deceleration and then stop and then make a turn. A change of direction. So during this movement maneuver, so as you can see, they show. He showed very good posture, like power position. A squat position, and then so the trunk and the lower leg is coordinated, very good manner. So, but as you can see, this number 17 shows a very bad posture during the attacking the ball. So one game, so he lost the control, and then so as you can see, his back is so rounded, not good at squat position, right? So second one, so the white one. Here, his back is swayed toward the back side, right? Not why he cannot follow the opponent, and he cannot follow he cannot attack the ball. That's why we see the specific movement during the match. But this specific movement is based on a fundamental movement, like a squatting. And then this fundamental fundamental movement is based on a fundamental function. So if we want to improve the specific movement for the soccer player or any other sports athlete, so we need to improve the fundamental movement and then fundamental function as well. So we need to provide a comprehensive approach to the athlete. Okay. So today we want to show the fundamental, how to assess the fundamental movement, and then how we improve the function, fundamental function, and then finally we want to show the how we apply the fundamental movement to the specific movement. Okay. Okay, so here you can attend a hands-on seminar. So we're gonna assess the overhead squat. Then now I want you to make a group by 3 people. And then so 2 guys will be an examiner and then 1 will be a player. So this means that 1 person will doing a squat. Okay, and then 2 guys will examine and assess the movement of that guys. Okay. Okay. Now at first, so once you make a group, please introduce yourself, each other. Okay. All right. So we have 2 minutes, and then please make a group.
ครับเดี๋ยวจัดกลุ่มนะครับ
Okay, so please make into the small group composed of the
Okay.
3 person. The one is the one who exercise, and the other one is gonna be the observer.
Okay. Better. Okay. So anyone in the group will come to grab this pole. Okay. All right. And then come forward. Come forward. Yeah, come forward around this area.
กลุ่มละ3รูปละ
Okay, are you ready? Okay. Okay, at first we will show you how we assess the squat. Here, he is Dr. Taspo Kirasumo. So he's my colleague and working in Mahidol University. He used to be a very good water polo player. Then now, yeah, and then now he's a soccer player as well, right? Not soccer player. He's still water polo player. Okay. So at first, they grab the pole in both hands and then raise up on your above your head, and then put the bar on your head. And then at this position, okay, come down to the no. Okay, put the position. The elbow should be 90 degrees. Should be 90 degrees, more wider. Okay. So then come up again. So, and then both legs position around the knee position like this. Okay. And then, so go down and squat slowly. That's 3 times. 1 more, 2, and it's 3. Okay. Oh, no, not yet. It's just a demonstration. I'm so sorry. So I want to examiner to assess the movement. So assess the movement, we need to observe from the 2 direction. One is a sagittal plane. So please once again, perform again. So then we need to assess from the. Oh, can you pull up? Yeah. Pull up the Yeah. Okay. And the sagittal plane. Okay, hang on. So then we need to assess the bar within the basement. You mean the bar is in the between the 2 and a heel. Okay, so bar should kept between the 2 and then the heel. Okay, so we need to check the side. When he goes down. Okay, go down as you can. So the side should be parallel to the floor. Okay. Cannot do it. Okay.
Professor, I would like to ask you, how about the shoe? How important is the shoe? Need to take the shoe off. You cannot retest with the shoe on. What's your opinion?
My opinion?
Shoe.
You mean, true. Okay, thank you very much. So basically, we need to put off the shoes. So, but at this moment, so I allow you to put the shoes. But basically, so you need to take off the shoes. Okay. Thank you very much. So now if you want to, take off the shoes, please go ahead. It's a very, comfortable. So this floor is very, soft and you can feel the very soft feeling. Okay. So next, so we need to, assess from the, frontal plane, like from forward and then from back. Then, okay, once again. Okay. Come on down. So then the pole should be flat and parallel to the floor. And then the knee and then two should be neutral, the same direction. Okay. This point is very, important. So this is a, principle of the assessment. Number one, we need to observe from the multiple plane, from the sagittal plane and the frontal plane, and of course in the, horizontal plane. But we cannot see from above, right? So that's why we need to see at least frontal plane and the sagittal plane, and then imagine how he moved in the frontal plane. Okay. All right. So please go ahead to assess in each of group. Okay. Oh, thank you. Good. I think I recommend you to put off your shoes. Can you put off the shoes?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes. So her knee. So you can see. So her knee goes backwards, right? Yes. I see. One more. Not that good, but the side doesn't, go not parallel to the floor, right? Yeah. So when we assess from the sagittal plane, please one more. Okay. Oh, the by. Oh, okay. Good. So by is in the basement. That's good. Yeah. But your problem is on your side. Okay, she couldn't do that, not parallel. And then so please go up. Yeah, raise your bar. Okay. Yes, not parallel. Yeah. Okay. So the knee goes too forward. Yeah. Good. Not parallel. Yeah. Oh, no parallel. Huh? Oh, okay.
The knee
Oh.
should not above the.
Yeah, so knee should not above the, 2. Yeah. Oh, a little bit okay, but, not too far.
Is correct.
Yeah. Yeah, but, the bird is fruit. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. So, okay. Have you assessed? Anyone can do the, squat properly, correctly? Anyone? Oh, you? Oh, okay. So come on. Can you show us? Yeah. And then so two is straight. Yeah. Okay. Please go down. Okay. All right. So he looks very good. So, but can you see from the side frame? Can you see from his movement from the side frame? His trunk is rotated toward the right side. Can you see me? Can you see him? Yeah. His right hand go forward during the squat, right? That means so his side frame is good and the frontal frame is good, but horizontal frame is not good. Okay. So we need to be more picky to assess the movement. Okay? Thank you very much. But you will be good. Okay. So when we assess, after we assess the movement, so we need to analyze what the problem of this movement. So basically the movement will be consist of the mobility and the stability. And then some mobility is the degree of joint movement without gravity. And then stability is a stabilize the body or part with gravity. I mean anti-gravity, right? So in most cases, in a sports event, so mobility with stability is needed to play. For instance, soccer will be the play under the gravity, right? And then of course, for instance, basketball, the playing under the gravity, right? So that's why we need to have the good mobility with the stability. So, but at this moment, so we need to check the mobility first, and then squat is required to move the ankle and the knee and the hip, and also the lumbar, slugs, and the shoulder. So we need to assess which part has a problem during the squat. Okay, do you understand? It makes sense. Okay, so once again, so can you assess the partner of the movement of the partner, and then so can you identify where is the problem of the partner? Okay, all right. Oh, go ahead. So okay. Let me show you some, idea. So, Mick, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you come here? Okay. So, could you please squat? Yes. One more. Yeah, overhead squat. Okay. All right. She cannot do the squat, right? So, where's the problem? How do you think? One was right, lumbar. So then actually, okay. He cannot squat deeper. Okay, one more. As to his side is not too parallel, right? So that means he cannot do the squat. Okay. So why he cannot go down to the parallel to the floor? Why? Ankle, yeah. Ankle mobility. Yes, exactly. So if he cannot bend the knee to the, parallel to the floor, maybe the ankle has a problem. Yeah. Okay. That's one example. So please, check the partner. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead to assess each other. Oh, how do you think? Which body part is a problem for him? Ankle. Yeah. Maybe ankle first and then lower back second. Right? Yeah. Yes, maybe ankle is okay. But maybe trunk, you need more in the stability of the trunk. Yeah. Oh, good. You can see her knee goes valgus in the inside toward the tube. Right? Yeah, knee goes inside. Yeah. It's a very risk factor for the ACL. Oh, no, so a little bit apart. Oh, okay. I'll check you. Oh, maybe that's good. Oh, should be good. But I see your lumbar is hypermobile. That means maybe your shoulder is hypermobility. That problem is the shoulder. That's why he need to extend too much during this squatting.
Extend too much.
Yeah. Maybe. That's why his shoulder, right shoulder goes forward, right? Yeah, this is the problem of the shoulder. Yeah. But this is a hypothesis. So that we need to make sure whether he has a problem on the shoulder or not. Exactly. In the next step.
What about him?
Oh, should be good. Oh, good. You don't have any problem, probably. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. You're doing very good.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay. So and then we're gonna go to the next step. So once we estimate the part of the body the problem has, so we're gonna do the more deeper examination. So if we estimate the MIC, common MIC, has a problem in his ankle mobility, so we need to make sure that his ankle mobility is good or not. Decrease the gravity. Okay, so when we perform some examination under the gravity, so he need to activate stability. So in that cases, so the mobility will limit by the stability. That's why we need to decrease the influence of the gravity. So that's why we ask him to position the half kneeling.
Yeah.
Can you half kneeling position? Half kneeling like this. Okay. So in this position, the influence of gravity decreases, right? So ask him to go toward the knee. And can you go toward like this? Okay. Oh, you can you see? So in general, performing the proper squat, we require the 45 degrees and more the dorsiflexion of the ankle. But how do you think? Less than 45, right? 45 is here. No, less than 45. And then we can make sure the distance between the knee and the toe. So can you Do one more. Yes. Just 3 finger. Just 3 finger. Okay. The other side, please. Can you do it? Oh, less than 45, right? Just 2 finger. Yeah. So obviously, he has a problem in ankle dorsiflexion mobility. That's why he cannot do the squatting. Okay. So let's say I want to show you some number 3 principle. So assessment as an exercise. So first we check the overhead squat of the MIG. Oh, can you come here? And the second, I estimate his problem on the ankle. And then so we do the knee to wall test. And then we made sure that his mobility of the ankle is the problem, right? So, but this is a hypothesis. So now we want to make sure that if we improve his ankle mobility, so he can perform the proper squat or not. Okay. So and then we need to intervene some exercise like ankle joint mobilization. Then can you do the ankle dorsiflexion exercise? And then can you put your talus into the backward? Yes. Okay. Hang on. And then we need to mobilize the subtalar joint. So when we want to mobilize the subtalar joint, we need to push the talus to the backward, and then ask him to press. Yes. And then okay. Then one more. One. Okay. As much as you can. Okay. 5 times. Good. 4. Okay. And 5. Okay. There. Another. Do you feel pain? You okay?
Yeah.
Really?
Feel pain.
So 1. Okay. 2. Okay. 3. 4, 5. Okay. So and then we're gonna check. Okay. 4 fingers. The 1 finger improved. What did the other one? Okay. Oh, 2 fingers. Not really. So this exercise is good for the left side, but not good for the right side. And then we're gonna check the squat once again. And then we're gonna check his movement change or not. Okay. Yeah, much deeper. But his trunk is go forward, right? It's a compensation. That we need to more get to improve his ankle and then the trunk as well. Okay, this is a scenario. Okay, all right. So can you try the first this ankle examination? This one. Okay. Go ahead to assess the ankle dorsiflexion angle. Can you check it? Thank you. You feel pain in the right side, right?
Yeah, because I feel.
Yeah. I know. I understand it. Yeah, totally. Yeah, position the half kneeling. Okay.
Assess if the problem is from the tibial tala or from the Achilles tendon. Anterior, posterior.
Oh, okay. This is almost same thing.
Almost same.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So then this exercise improve the mobility of the subtalar joint as well as stretch to the Achilles tendon. Yeah. Less than 45. So then, so can you check? Four finger, four and a 4.5 finger. Right? Okay, the other side, please.
It's like 6.
Oh, really? You have imbalance.
Like this.
Oh, really? Okay, can you do it?
อย่าให้ลอยนะอย่าให้ส้นลอย
Like just
For just now. But you have a imbalance, right? Do you have ever got injury? No. Okay. So this is your nature of your body. So then once we find some trouble in the ankle, so please do the this kind of exercise. Tailor mobilization. Right?
You have to push or just
Yes.
just fix it.
No. Push.
Push it.
Yeah.
Back.
Push back. Yeah. Can you do it by yourself? Push your tailors. Yes. Backward. And then go forward. Yes. Okay. And the 5 times. One more. Okay. Go ahead. Good. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So hang on. So one more. Go ahead. One more, right? Yeah. So that we can make sure that where is which body part is the problem. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go to the next step. All right, so in this case, we focus on the ankle dorsiflexion. That's why we intervene like a mobility exercise. But if we see the problem in the shoulder or trunk or lumbar, so we're gonna do this kind of test without the gravity, like shoulder raise with a supine position, and then we can measure the range of motion of the shoulder as well as lumbar. If the lumbar is so tight, the lumbar will really go up from the floor. Okay, so if we see this limitation of the joint angle of the shoulder or the lumbar, so we're gonna intervene like this, breathing and then winging exercise and then WTY. So I'm sorry, so very limited time. I want to show you some demonstration. Okay. All right. So Mick, can you write down here on your spine? Maybe he's a water pro player that he may not have a problem in the shoulder or trunk. Oh, okay. Can you straight? Okay. Oh, no. Can you raise your hand? Okay. So then can you raise back? Okay. His chest and the trunk is very mobile. You can, very mobile. So anyone has? Okay. So you have. Okay, come on. So please change. Yeah, I saw him that he has a limited range of motion in the shoulder. Okay. So can you raise your hand? Okay. So then go. Okay. So here is a limitation. Yeah, so and the difference will be observed, because right side will go forward, right? So the left side stop here. Okay. So when we see this, kind of, problem, so at first we're gonna see his, breathing. So then, can you breathe? Okay, 5 times. Sorry. And then one more. Okay. So you can see that his chest expand. And then belly also expand. It's good. But, as you can see, so one more. So chest first, and then belly second, right? So it's good for, it's expanding the chest and the belly might be the, same time. At the same time, okay? So this means that, his, lip, around the lip will be the tight. So when we see that this, tight of the, belly, so you can, push your, lip when you breathing out, okay? So then once breathing in, and then breathing out, and then push your belly softly. And then one more. Yes, and then breathing out, and then push your belly softly across the belly. Yes.
Push down.
Push down. Yeah. Then one more. Okay. Then push down. So push down. Okay. One more. Last one. Yes. Push. Push, push. Okay, so, and then, so, one more breathe.
Try again.
Yeah. So you will see that, the joint range of motion improve, right? Just breathing. Okay, thank you. So, and then, so finally, we need to make sure that, I'm sorry. Can you come again? We need to recheck he can, squat. Yeah, or not. Okay? Oh, how do you think? Much better, right? One more? Oh, good. Yeah. Your problem is breathing. Please take a breath. Take a breath. Remove your stress every day. Okay, maybe. Thank you very much. So very stress will be the limit our range of motion. Limit our squat. Please relieve your stress. Okay. All right. So finally, we need to isolate, integrate the mobility and stability. So when we do the, when we integrate the mobility to the, stability, so we, in general, we do the training like this, the squatting with a band, or squatting with a, some external force. Okay, and then so activate the stability. And then, so under the stability, they need to move properly. Okay, this is a procedure to integrate the stability and the mobility. Okay. All right. So thank you very much for attending. So please have a seat. And then, so I want to conclude this session. Oh. Can you show me the slide one more? Okay. I will show you this video briefly. So you can see this guy. He's a you can see the arrow. Oh. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with technology. I will use it. Oh, please see here. He's my student, my player. So now he shows lose control during the attacking the ball. Once again, the guy. So it's the same as you see video, right? So and then when we look at practice, so of course he shows the same thing. So when then we look at his function, yeah. Can you focus on him? Oh no, he's a bad guy. Put his hand in the pocket. Oh yeah, this one. This guy. He cannot, maintain his balance in a single leg. That means he has very poor fundamental function. That's why he cannot do the, squat like a, fundamental movement. And then that's why, you can see he. So he has a very, poor fundamental function. That's why he cannot perform in the, football setting. The proper, attacking performance. Yes, he go down when he runs. Gak. You see, right? So when he runs the backward, he cannot do the backward lunge. It's the same thing. Oh, he cannot keep the balance. So we do the specific movement training like this, and this is a footwork training. So we need to improve his fundamental function as well as fundamental movement, and then finally we need to improve his specific movement, and then with a ball, and then without the ball. So this is a comprehensive approach from the fundamental function and a fundamental movement, and then specific movement. Okay, so we need to keep in mind that the specific movement is based on the fundamental movement, and then fundamental movement is based on the fundamental function. So we need to provide the very comprehensive approach to the every athlete. Okay. All right. I'm sorry for my poor okay. For lecture. So do you have any question or comment? It's okay. Okay. So I want to close this session. Thank you very much. Thank you for attending.
Thank you very much. Okay. We still have lots of time because another two instructors don't spend time too much. Okay. From my observation, I would say that most of you cannot squat well. Maybe so many reasons why you not squat well, and I would like to generalize from this experience this morning to say that for the healthy persons, it's not mean effective movement. Movement is another story. The healthy is blood sugar, blood pressure, pulse, breathing. Okay, you said by medical checkup you're normal. It's not mean you have a good movement at all. And especially for the environment. Right now, you walk on the level ground, good shoes, never climb, never pull, never push. So since first year old until now, right? Your body is not adapted at all by the environment. And then they go like you lost mobility at the ankle, the hip, and also a lot of short TA, pronated foot at all. So you cannot just send the patients, go for strengthening squat and then guys come and count repetition and that's it. No way at all. If you're concerned about how can I train the good movement and get less incidence of injury, get the full potentials of movement, and the most important one is less degenerative problem when we go for the senior society. You say that this one is for the elite persons? No, not at all. If you're a lay person that doesn't move well and most of the time use the compensating movement, within 40, 50 years old, we're going to have all the senior society that get degenerative change. That is my opinion. Okay.
Okay, so then please give a big hand for Dr. Hirose again. And next, let me introduce our next speaker, Associate Professor Weerawat Limlungleurat. He will be sharing with us on the kinetic movement assessment by the first plate. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Chaiyanun. As I talked this morning about the open cap motion analysis system, which is kind of open source, that basically gonna use 2 iPhones. Minimum is 2 iPhones, and then we just need the calibration process. Can we switch the screen, please? Okay, so we can go to the website opencap.ai, and then we're gonna demonstrate. The first thing we need to calibrate. So we need just the kind of chessboard on this. I need a volunteer. Anyone? มาเลยครับอาจารย์เดือน and so let's calibrate first อาจารย์มานี่เลยครับ It has to be 2 iPhones only, so they will form the iPhone. So we're starting to calibrate. So at least if the checkboard down here, they need to see at least 5 columns and 4 rows. Okay, now it says calibrate successfully. So next step is we need to calibrate in a neutral pose. อาจารย์มานี่เลยครับ. We need to input the subject name. One fall แล้วครับ. So next step, we do the static calibration. So we will have to do similar to that picture. Yep. So basically, enter all the information. Subject should stand up upright and then feet apart, face forward. Okay. Because it's based on the cloud, so it's the data sharing agreement has to be, this can be Stanford on cloud. Okay. So need to be stand still. Okay, so it says processing subject is ready. Okay, next step. This morning อาจารย์ทำดอกจำนะครับ single leg ดอกจำก็ได้ single leg ไหวไหมเขาลงใช่เอาดอกเคาน์เตอร์ไหมเอา2 ขาก็ได้เอา2 ขาได้กระโดดก็ได้กระโดดธรรมดาก็ได้ so for this workshop we just demonstration only. I will leave. If you have any questions you can come and talk to me later. So the thing that we can do is going to be just jump from the box. This box is about 30 centimeters. Once she go to the force plate, we're not collecting any force plate yet. So immediately jump up. Okay, ลงปุ๊บจัน practice ก่อนไหมโอเคOkay, ready? อาจารย์ลองก่อนไหม practice ไหม Go. Have to be faster. Jump when you jump down, you jump up immediately. So that's how we test it. เป็นจำขอสกรีนคอมพิวเตอร์นะครับโอเคเอาอย่าง ready เดี๋ยวจะเอาจริงแล้วนะครับอาจารย์เดี๋ยวรอสัญญาณนะครับ we're gonna start recording ครับโดดครับอึบอาจารย์งอทำไมอะ ไม่เป็นไรตอน so we are collecting data now is upload to the cloud so basically is upload to the cloud so in the cloud process it will calculate kinematic data for you to use it so if we're looking at that go see the playback okay so you see on the right side actually left side on this you will see the video cameras on those two iPhone this two and then basically they try to make the post estimate actually it's very similar to Ajahn talking this morning but this sorry process those now is processing data okay so we have to wait from jump 01 from the red to turn green so that's how they finish calculate and then you can have share session publicly if you want to share the data and you can download data but in terms of download data it's gonna be using for the OpenSim so we need another software OpenSim musculoskeletal model to do that so I forgot to tell you this computer iPhones have to be in the same Wi-Fi so it's on the depends on the Wi-Fi if the Wi-Fi is very fast it's going to be a very good connectionก็ได้ไม่แต่มันต้องสวิตช์ตัวโอเคหรือว่าดูตัวอย่างของเก่าได้ไหมกลับไปดู so while we process we can show some of the data collection that we already collected before so this is that what we collected in the labs and rotate ตัวนั้นให้หน่อย so because it's 3D motion you can rotate anywhere you want let's go to dashboard kinematics down here and you can select chart the time is going to be X quality and we can look at the knee motion which side knee angle on the right ใช่ปะ let's see so that's how the graph of the friction extension of the knee committed is just right away as I told you this morning is limitation for just sagittal plane just knee flexion extension if you want to further analyze like knee joint moment we need another software to do that but it's very quick on that if you have the good cloud system fast and then this journal that I present this morning it just come out that they try to use with the ACLR in the clinics so basically we need only two iPhones to do that and computers okay next one is I would like to show you กลับมาอย่างของอาจารย์ที่เขาวิเคราะห์อาจารย์ทิมพร back to the session list okay so now they finish data collection you can see อาจารย์ทิมพร and then go to jump and then we all the export data we still have the videos too later can be using for that analyze so on this side you can see the video clips that she jump for the lob jump okay and then we go to dashboard kinematics then we can look at the knee pelvis thigh hip abduction or whatever that we need to do so let's plot hip and knee angle left and right เอา knee เดี๋ยว knee มันจะได้สเกลเดียว knee angle left and right knee left Okay. So now we can compare left and right and the angle while she's jumping down. Yeah. Okay, that's a demo for the open cap. Okay, next one is going to be force plate. Okay, so this is portable wireless force plate. As I told you that there are many kind of force plate now. It's getting cheaper and cheaper. So this weight about 9 kilogram for each plate, and it then can take up to max force about 2,000 kilograms. It's very easy to carry. And this morning I talked about single leg jump. That may be a new tool to use for the criteria for return to play. Okay, this is just part of some of the wireless force plate. They have protocol for the jump analysis that they can use. The application is go to the tablet with the Bluetooth 5.0, and then you can choose any applications on this. We're gonna go with the single leg jump analysis. Okay. They will tell you the protocol what to do. Any volunteer to try the force plate? Okay, มาเลยครับเชิญครับ So now first thing is they're gonna try to connect both sides, K delta left and K delta right. That means they connected Bluetooth already. Okay, next step is we need to weight the subject weight. โอเคยืนบนฟอร์ดได้เลยครับสองขามันจะมีเส้นอยู่โอเคครับ now we gonna know his weight, how much his weight is calculating the weight now. What is your previous weight? 84. โอเค step on step off ได้ครับ now we gonna try do the single leg drop jump แบงค์มาสาธิตบอกเอาข้างขวาก่อน yeah. Okay, so similar to bilateral jump, so we're gonna come down from the box and immediately jump up vertical straight. พยายามให้ลงแผ่นขวานะครับ So we do the right side first, and then we're gonna do second the left side. As I told you, there is difference between drop jump and jump ขึ้น after you drop, you have to jump immediately up to the air. พอได้โอเค เดี๋ยวจะหมดแรงก่อน before he fatigues, so we can move on. We have another session. โอเคครับค้างไว้ก่อน so we need to stabilize at least 2 seconds. Sure. So now we're gonna switch the side to the left side. one side ครับ เอาทีเดียว one leg at a time. Okay. We have to redo it, but this is parameters that already come out like very quick. So we're gonna try one more time. Okay. เอาใหม่เอาขวาก่อนครับ ต้องชั่งน้ำหนักใหม่ครับ So first thing we need to weight, so they can divide it by his body weight to normalize the force. Okay, now go back to the box. Right side first. Here. Go. ปุ๊บ โอเค ได้ครับ โอเค อีกข้างหนึ่งนะครับ แป๊บหนึ่งนะครับ left side go ขาซ้ายปุ๊บ โอเค ได้ โอเค ขอบคุณมากครับ อันนี้จะไม่ค่อยตรงเท่าไหร่ เร็วไปปะเอาใหม่ มันไม่ขึ้น ไม่เป็นไรครับไม่ค่ะไม่เป็นไร this means that we need to tell the practice the subject before. โอเคขวาก่อนครับ right side first โอเคครับได้ครับไม่ทันละเปลี่ยนก็ลงผิดมันซ้ำข้างซ้ายอันนี้มันเป็นข้างซ้ายเล็บเอาใหม่ต้องออกใหม่หมดเลยต้องโดดซ้ายอีกทีนึงใช่ปะซ้ายครับไม่ขึ้นไม่เป็นไรครับขอบคุณอาจารย์นะครับเดี๋ยวไปแบงค์ไปทำ Now we're gonna change the subjects เอาผลให้แบงค์ทำก็ได้เอาแบงค์ทำSo now we try to test a new athlete นะครับโอเคผิดไม่ได้ละเพราะงั้นเอาผลเก่าขึ้นเลยลองอีกทีก็ได้ไม่ขึ้นแล้วเห็นปะส่วนเอาlive demo is always has some technical properties ได้ไหม Okay, then they record all the previous record, so we can look on those jump height, how much the when we do the single leg. So usually we compare LSI limb symmetry index on that 90% to clear off, and then the RSI. Reactive strength index. RFD is a rate of force development. So every time we coming down and see. So normally we use it for plyometric test and then do looking at the stretch shortening cycles for like 250 or 300 milliseconds as how fast that they can develop force. So using the force platform. The impulse is just how much of force during the time it integrates. Usually it's area under the curve. So we can see the propulsive impulse or braking impulse, things like that. Okay. I think I'm going to wrap up my sessions because we probably going to run out of time, but I'm going to be here. If you would like to try the force or open cap or you have any question, feel free to come up and ask me. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Dr. Weerawat, so much for addressing this interesting issue and innovative technology to us. Actually, from my perspective, it is very promising for me that now we have easier, accessible technology for the movement assessment, which offers us a significant potential for reliable assessment and, of course, for the future research. So then please give a big applause for the Dr. Weerawat, please. And next, let me introduce our next speaker, Associate Professor Kornkit C, who will be sharing with us on implementation of the collective exercise to the real world. Please welcome.
So maybe this is the last session for us for sport medicine section, and at the end maybe we will have a time for you to exchange the idea and maybe learn from us together. For me, I think we're gonna wrap up from today's from sport medicine section. The first one, I think, that I mentioned, I mean, we know already, I think this concept, we stated many times in this conference. For us, I have to mention to Hirose said, we look what we love to look, right? So, I mean, we are surgeons. We love to look like reconstruction, or we love to see the structural. But in the meantime, that today we not convinced, but we show you that the truth is that structure is not function, because the patient or the athlete, they need to return to play. To play is mean movement, right? Fundamentals, specific movement, and finalize for the sport. Especially, I thank Chanin also. When I start playing golf right now, I know that when we know a lot, we read a lot, but I cannot, right? I try to focus on my swing, but I know what I want to do, but I cannot. So I think I learned by myself since I start a new sport that brain is quite complicated. It's just not to know, but you have to practice and realize and focus and practicing. I think that's one that I learned from a new sport I mentioned. This picture that I showed you yesterday, that one I want to mention to is that most of the athletes that they have a good performance or they have a good high result, it doesn't mean that they move well. They still have a gap to develop the quality of movement, also for prevent the injury and also the performance. And the same in the meantime, I mean, especially in normal population, when I look at in the hall before this, I know that most of us are doctor, right? PT and maybe sports scientists. We still cannot squat well. That's mean we still have a lot of room to improve quality of movement, to improve our quality of life, or blah blah blah. So I think we can learn from today that learning by doing. So in final session, I think when you go back right now, I will point out one word that you have to think about your patient about this word, the arthrogenic muscle inhibition. The key of them is that when you have severe injury like arthritis or inflammation, blah blah blah, it will destroy your structure, or they will make your patient discomfort. But you have to think about above that also. I mean, in the brain. Not only on the structure, but the brain, they have the effect also. And then when the brain affect, they coming, the result that is make your patient worse, like the strain, the size of the muscle, and also for the movement quality. So for us, when we go out from this room, you know how we can detect that by your eyes, by your camera, or by your application. But you have to ask yourself that how would we collect it? Right, the thing that we already proposed the method for you. And at the end, I will have the evidence base to show you the same. This one is one of the evidence base that I call that it looks like in Thai mama, instant noodle. Eventually, if you look at big guys, like, the guys who have experience and do a lot with the patient and athletes, they know deep in the basic science. But if you not know that, you have to go to 7-Eleven and buy some instant noodle. I think right now, most of the evidence base, they show already the functional movement screening is one of the tools that when you go back to your OPD to tell your PT or your sports side, maybe this is the first one that you can use for screening in your practice. Most of the tests is composed of 7 tests. Most of the tests, they already done with sports scientists already, but this one is just scattering for the information for you to make a tools. The first one is about the deep squat. The second one is the hurdle step. The third one is the inline lunge. The fourth one is the shoulder mobility. The fifth is the rotatory stability, active select rise. And the last one is the trunk stability push up. So all the demonstrator, you can stand up and show them. Okay. In between, they show them how to do that. I will show you that this 7 tests is comprised of the score. Okay. The score totally is about 21 because the full score is 3 each. Okay. And if the score is more than 14, it means good. It means that your patient or your athlete have a good performance in average. If you less than 14, it means they have a risk of injury or make a worse performance. So, สไลด์ท้ายๆเป็นไงลูก So I mean, if you know this kind of tool, you can use this one when we demonstrate you. Okay, this one. So if they work very well, they will give the score 3 in each component, in each test from 7. If they can do some compensation belong to the movement, we can give 1. And also if they have between is 2. Okay. In 0, it means they cannot do like that. If the score more than 14, it means they have the risk of injury. And then I told you that more that if you have any evidence that most of the study, some study that they try to make FMS screening test to do reconditioning program. They prove that if you do in the patient, they can make them better for the functional outcome. And also for us, for the surgeon, if you have the patient and you have do nothing, but you do with FMS in the reconditioning protocol, it can improve your IKDC score in the after surgery. So I think this is my message. So next step, okay, our demonstrator, you can stand up and show them each. Okay, the first one is about the hurdle step, the overhead squat, right? Show them, please. And okay, next one. Yeah. So I mean, because of I think most of us we don't keen to the exercise drill. I mean, if you interest, you can go to Google's whatever. Because FMS right now is quite popular, and you can see the criteria that they design for your and your team to see what is the best ideal for that. And then you try to quantify the quality by the score. Usually the FMS is one of the tools that they use for the research question. Most of the FMS accessors should be training by their institution, and maybe you can get the certificate. But if you not do the research, I think if you read by your own and you practice oftenly and see what's going on with us, like I think trainer or PT did it, I think it's enough in the clinic. Because of, I think this question for me is coming from most of the people will ask me that, if they open the clinic outside the university or in the private practice, what should be done with our patient to prevent injury to screening? I think this one is a good one for evidence and practical. Okay,ครับ. Right, and they have the score that they can, you can read by your own. The second one is the hurdle step. And if you see that in FMS, they have tools or equipment that they sell you. But for us, if you implement by your own in your clinic, maybe you can adjust by your own, right? Right, we did in the first section, like you can have like a pipe, PVC pipe belong to construction. You can do that. Also, you can use some stick to make it with the rubber, blah, blah, blah. You can decide by your own. But if you, you want to be a beautiful one, maybe you can buy that from them. Okay, ครับ hurdle step ครับ ขอบคุณครับ Okay, next one, inline lunge. Because of before this, I talked with many people, the professor from physiotherapist. We know that, most of the tests from FMS, we usually do it in the clinic, sport clinic already. But this one, they try to accumulate for you and make to be evidence. But finally, if you see your own patient, I think it's different sport, different movement, I mean, different injury, maybe they have different abnormality or compensation. You can choose by your own, by your experience and your judgment. Okay. And the same, they have the score that they can introduce you. Next one is the active state leg rise. Okay, ครับ Next one is a tongue stability push up. For this kind of test, it's just the fundamental movement, the basics one. I mean, if they pass this one, you will be to the next step, to be like the more specific sport movement, the more performance involvement. So this one is just the basic that we screening. ครับ Okay, next one. Rotatory stability. Okay. Shoulder mobility. I think this kind of test or thing is they have some advantage for us because of when we talk about between MD, physiotherapist and sports side, we need to have some measurable outcome that I mentioned yesterday. This kind of method maybe is one tool that we can communicate between the team. Most of the time when we use the measurement, if doctor said good, sometimes it's different from PT and sports side. So I think it's good idea to have the consensus or measurable outcome that we did together in your team. Okay, ครับ So that's why finally, I mean, if you have these two, you can know the score. I mean, below 14, maybe that take risk. Above 14, maybe is have a good one, or maybe you can have the point that you can measurable for the quantitative of the quality of movement. Okay. I think finally in my talk, in next one, maybe we can have an hour for Q&A. I think right now for us, I mean, me too, me still learning. I would like to thank you all of my teacher, role model, and all of my students, and all of you. I mean, PT, doctor, and sports side, we are the same team. But we need to set the same goal and set the process to go together. I think this is one. I told you one thing that, because actually I'm orthopedic surgeon also, I learned a lot of things this since I was in college of sports science technology. I didn't know before when I was at medical doctors. The same, if you sit like here, if you don't know nothing, I think it's normal for the medical training, especially in Thailand. I think we love to see the community like this. I love to see the doctor sit with the PT, with the sports science and talk to the same way. Because all we're going to go to the same direction. Eventually, if you saw this conference, we talk a lot about surgery. And I think if you guys, PT and sports science, you know how they did it. Maybe you can communicate they better. So I hope that next year or maybe later, or maybe conference that we can have something happen like this. So at the end, we love to see what we want to see. But the patient, when they go through the outcome, we need us to see what they want to see also. So I think this session for me, I think finished right now. Maybe next one is the Q&A. And I send back to moderator.
Thank you, Ajahn Kot. We still have plenty of time, half an hour. Anyone have any question for our three instructors? Yes, please. ขอไมโครโฟนให้ด้วยครับ
First of all, thank you for the excellent workshop. I'm a phys rehab doctor from Bhumibol Hospital. My question is, I definitely know how important the functional assessment and testing is, but the reality is quite not good because I try in my clinic. And first of all, our floor is a little bit of slippery. And so the question is, what is your recommendation for us to use in our clinic? And what is the proper setting, like just only a short way of doing the enough functional testing for our athletes? Thank you.
ขอไมโครโฟนให้
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for question. So, yeah, I will recommend you to perform the like a squatting or a single leg squatting. It's a very fundamental movement for each of people, not only for the athlete but also general people. So I would strongly recommend you to see the how they squatting. Yeah, it's good for the assessment. Yeah. No, just a paw and then our eye. Yes.
Okay, may I add some comments? Functional movement screening is a screening. It's not just mean that if you pass this functional movement screening, it mean you can move well. It's not mean that. That's the first. This functional movement screening is designed by Gray Cook. He is the physical therapist. At first, Gray Cook have a problem in traditional approach. For the traditional approach, after you get the critical information from history taking and then you go, okay, let's say what is your chief complaint? Chief complaint is knee problem. We go for the knee examination. That is the problem that's Gray Cook lesson. Because as I told you last talk, that is a whole body. As I showed you that breast mass excision got a problem with the shoulder and the hip. Okay, laparoscopic got the problems. It's all. So that's why Gray Cook said that, okay, if we go like that one, go specific first and then we go back, we probably get biased. So he recommend look at the big picture for the movement pattern first. And that's very important. So how to train? So he designs the functional movement. And then from the functional movement, you say something wrong. You have to think why it happened, how related to the clinical information in terms of history taking. If you see the sport teams, okay, you don't know athlete, or even though it's the end of the season, start the season, okay, we go back, start from the functional movement screening first, and you can identify something wrong in some players, and then start to synthesize it. It's not the final examination. For the functional movement screening, you can see there's not combined rotation, as I told you. That is very common in sport. It's just the first screening, first line screening only. Don't make it just like a final examination for return to play. That's totally different concept from Keku. Yes, please.
Hello. Okay, thank you for the speakers. I'm Dr. Paisan, as the chairman of the medical committee of the Football Association of Thailand. First of all, I would like to thank TOSSM to have more sport medicine section like this, because it's very interesting, and I think not interesting but very important for our practice. First of all, I think I would like to inform you that the injury in football, because most of the time I work in football, the FIFA, for the statistic of the injury, more than 50% of the injury have the history of previous injury. That is the concept. So most of the time in the TOSSM meeting, we, as Dr. Kornkit said, we talk about the arthroscopy, surgery, but the very important, I think, PT and the rehab doctor, because before return to play, we have to think about the to prevent the second injury or the more injury after return to play or return to practice. So I think I would like to ask Dr. Hirose about the athletic trainer for the football team. Do you have like a specific course for them only in football in Japan? I work very closely with Dr. Michiko. You know, Dr. Michiko and Professor Ohata, the previous chairman of the AFC medical doctor. Okay. Do you have any specific course and how long for the athletic trainer for the football club?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm very, impressed with your comment for the, sports medicine field. So, I would like to say thank you for, inviting in Thailand. So, how to say, yes, we have, education system and certification system in Japan for the, athlete trainer, not only for the, football, but also whole, sports event. So, at this case, Japan Sports Organization provide the certification as a trainer. Then we need to take 600 hours of the education, and then so we need to take about 200 hours of the practice to certify. And then, so of course, we need to take an examination, on the hands-on examination, and then the theoretical examination. And then, in case of the football, J League, so we provide the certification for the fitness coach, not the athlete trainer. Yeah, so it's equivalent to the AFC's providing the certification for the fitness coach. So it takes more than roughly say 200 hours education course, and then so we need to of course pass the exam in a hands-on and then the writing exam. Yeah, that's the current situation in Japan. Then, as you say, so in Japan, so every team has a own athlete trainer and a fitness coach. Every team. So we need to have our specialists for the athlete training and then the strength and the conditioning. So this is our current situation. Thank you very much.
So I'm Dr. Shahnawaz, orthopedic surgeon from India. So, can you give us a brief nutshell? What are your criteria to return to play after an injury, especially in a football play? Just return to play criteria in a nutshell.
Thank you for your question. I mean, your question is that what is the return to play criteria, right? So I think if you look back, to most of the session, because right now, the return to play, mostly sometime in the past, they used to time based. Mostly, I think evidence show already is criteria based. I think the question is that what criteria be? So I think right now, most of the criteria from the evidence base is coming from only return to activity or return to function, not return to play. So my answer is that right now they have no definitely return to play criteria, but you have to look back to your athlete, especially sport specific need that they want. You just from the evidence, they show only return to activity or training. But return to play, you should look as a whole to their specific movement, especially in the sport medicine, another aspect like aerobic capacity, nutritional status, sleep quality. So my answer is that you should find some criteria that belong to your team that you consensus. And in between, you have to find out about the sport medicine aspect, another aspect, like I mentioned, like mechanics, nutrition, physio, and then you can find your own. That is my idea from the evidence and practice.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Let me add that as Dr. Andrew talking this morning, so we're not only just doing this, maybe psychology or also another part for those to make a shared decision. The session related to functional test, but again, there is a lot of assessments that we doing. If you have the lab, you can do isokinetics, but some hospital doesn't have it, And then if we have the asset to motion analysis or biomechanical laboratory, that you can be that. But if you don't have it, what happens? So maybe the clinical battery test, the field tests will still be important on that. As I mentioned on this morning, that single leg hop distance, there is some research on the Kata Aspita that came out that maybe single leg jump is probably better for the biomarker, markers for the testing. And a lot of time we have test with the limb symmetry index, but we try to match that before they have the injury, right? But we don't have that, so that's why we try to match on the other legs. But 90% may not be, they can achieve 90%, but they using something compensate to get the distance to make it not different, but still we have to look more if we want to look at the knee. Yeah, that is my added comment. Thank you. Apachan.
I think
we add some more comment a little bit about return to sport. For me, first, you have to move well. That's important. The most important one is move well first. What is the meaning of the move well is mean that it depends on what kind of sport. And then we go back to the functional movement first and go climb up to specific sport movement. You get the movement well first. And when you get the movement well first, then you ask about the physiologic demand in terms of endurance, in terms of energy, and then also the psychological, all these things together. And then is meet the demand of level of sport at that time? Okay, return to play. If the weekend runner probably don't demand in terms of physiologic need, just like an elite runner, totally different. Probably achieve level to go back to play with safe and get the level that they demand. Start from the move well first and ask about the demand of the player, level of the player. But all that one start with all have to have move well. You can't say that, okay, this is a major weekend player, no need to move well. No, you have to move well. But physiologic demand probably less than the professional. And it depends on what kind of sport that you're going to choose and you can do by yourself in terms of return to play by sport. Just not follow the journal. That is for research. But for us, we have to apply and individualize. That's important. But fundamental is move well.
So I agree with Dr. Chanin. The keyword is the movement. But if you are in the clinic, in the hospital, how you get the good movement. So I would like to focus on what we call the field rehabilitation. It means you should have some football field, small one, and you have to work with the trainer how to see the movement in that kind of sport. Otherwise, you sit in the clinic and then you test. That's all. Return to play is not enough. I think field rehab is very important. But anyway, since our setup, we work in the hospital, we work in the clinic. So I think this is very important for our future work. Before return to play, you have to make sure that no injury again, because as I mentioned, 50 or 60% injury from the previous injury because they're not ready to return to play.
Okay.
Just to add up to that, so if, for example, if a patient had undergone an ACL surgery, so if he attain all these criteria, that means his movements, endurance, energy, plyometrics, agility, neuromuscular coordination, psychological endurance, everything in 3 to 3.5 months or 4 months, can we allow him to play, or we have to wait him for next 6 or 9 months to return to play?
Your question is like tied to Kornkit. It's to mean that if you do everything well, can we use the time base to quantify, right? I think maybe for me, I mean, because we are surgeon, I think we go back to one thing is that we cannot fight with the nature. Most of the injury, especially maybe we talk to ACL. ACL, they need time to maturation for the graft. So I think eventually we know, maybe you take 1 year, 2 years to make it mature. If you come back earlier, eventually you make it everything well, you still increase the risk because you cannot fight with the nature. So for me, time based is just for the information to make a discussion with athlete and coach and their relatives. Because of eventually you do well, but you faster, you make more chance. But I mentioned that it looks like you dive fast, you going fast, you take a risk of accident. If they can accept risk, is that I think it depends. So for me, time based is just the information to be multi-factor to consensus with the team. That is my question.
So what's your opinion, sir?
Well, I think that both concept is good. At first, if you train them, let's say, why have to wait? We wait for the healing. We wait for the, how you going to assess that the ligament that you put in the tunnel heal well? You don't know at all, right? That's the first. So let's say if you use a glue to stick something and it says, this is 1 day glue and you can use it because of the chemical substance. And then the other glue is 7 days by the chemical substance. How you going to do? You have to wait. Even though its alignment is good, everything is good, you said, this one is 1 day, this one is also 1 day. No way. So the most important thing is a healing process. You cannot challenge the nature of that one. How you going to accelerate the healing of the tissue to the bone? That's the first. The second one is if you going to send them back, move well, it takes time. That's the first one. And how you going to reconditioning back? It also takes time. I have a chance to see the first case that report by physiologist, rehabilitation from Italy. You know the case is Roberto Baggio. 3 months after ACL surgery, go back to play and also make the score. But with my eye, he don't running well. His running pattern, I myself, not good. Can run is not equal to run well. And also the guys who do the accelerated rehabilitation for the ACL, Professor Shelburne, 3 months, go back to play basketball. But I see the video, he's still limping, but go back to play. I would say that he have a good move and good enough to play. But we probably have different concepts. For my idea, you have to do both. Okay, I say move well. It seems to be accept. Okay, everyone need a move well, but how to assess the move well? How to assess the move well? As I told you, everyone can walk. Even though I would say I challenge you, I think you have a hip problem after I saw you jump. My eye, I said you have a problem. You can come and challenge me, and maybe after this session. But guarantee 100% from my eye. Okay, no iPhone not at all. Okay, I probably answer you. You have to use both.
So that is the main point, because many of the pro players, they won't be able to wait for next 6 months to 1 year. That is the where we have to lack something. We can't challenge nature as said. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for the questions, and I totally agree with your comments. And one additional thing, so we never ignore the confidence of the athlete to return to play. Okay. So but the confidence should be based on the full recovery of the function and the performance. Right? So that's why we don't ignore the confidence. Okay, in the mental aspect, as Dr. Andrew mentioned.